The next thing I want to talk about is Lambda expressions, and I want to give a very simple example. I could do something like this, which we know would be the outer scope, which is going to be a global scope, and then inside of this function ask it to console log this x. And if you're very familiar with JavaScript, you know that when I compile this and run this, we're going to get undefined. And the reason is because this refers to the function scope. So every time we declare a new function, this changes to reference that function. And there's other ways to manipulate this, but it can be a little confusing. If what we really want is to just capture the outer scope, we can change this to a Lambda expression. And that tells the TypeScript compiler we're interested in being consistent with the parent scope. So if I make that slight change and I compile it and run it, you can see now we get the number that we're expecting. And if we look at the source code, this is because TypeScript has generated the code to capture that outer scope and automatically references it for us. So as a convention, I really don't care about this variable. I'm going to go ahead and change some of the syntax here to use Lambda expressions. Here I've declared this type as a function, which is consistent with what setTimeout expects. And we can find a few other places this is used. Here, we don't really need to do it here because we're not trying to capture local variables, but it's a good practice to get into to avoid unwanted side effects. So we're just going to make that change. The rest of it's fine. So we'll save that, and we're just going to compile it and make sure we didn't get any unwanted side effects. And everything still looks good.